Call if you're gonna be late. I don't want dinner getting cold.
Look! It's Wonder Woman!
Hello. Welcome to the Comic Crit Podcast, where we go through a comic run or grab an arc and read through it. I am your big host, the Holy Ninjato, and I got some more guests, starting with...
This guy's not fooling anybody. That's not a car. That's this.
Oh, I see. That's how I'm introduced now. No one.
Hey, it's better than the other one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Wait, how far are you into Cyberverse?
Didn't progress any further.
Have you ever heard of a man named Shar Osnable? Now, well, I, Quattro Vagina, am not Shar Osnable. I heard that he was a pretty good man.
Hey, Nott.
Hey, no.
And then, of course, the final one. Of course, we can't have our usual cast without...
You know, it's a minor qualm. It's definitely not a deal breaker or anything like that.
No, it is clear that I have defeated you in intellectual combat. Hand over your channel and your ass.
Off topic, but because you haven't been finishing Cyberverse, you're part of the problem.
Oh, come on.
It's a great show. Stop sleeping on it.
There's some irony that happened immediately after that. Almost somebody was sleeping on a certain other Transformers-like series.
Well, because we spent all night talking about... I don't remember when we spent all night talking about that night.
I think we just spent, didn't we just spend all night talking about Cyberverse? Or was that just after?
I think we just continued to talk about Cyberverse afterwards. Which, I mean, why not? It's a great show. Don't sleep on it.
All right. Looks like we have some... StreamYards added a new feature that adding my totally not lazy presentation. Totally not lazy. I'm just lazy. I was lazy this week.
Mm-hmm.
On it, so I'm not much recapping events on the slides. Just provide the covers. So we are covering 36 to 45 in terms of the actual issues, and then we have an annual, which is our first topic. The first thing.
Was I supposed to read the annual first?
No, as long as you read the annual. It's
okay.
just that in my trade paperback that I bought, it comes first.
Ah, all right.
I got a question. Did any of you catch up on the last annual?
I have not, but I did put it on my bookmarks to do it at some point.
Yeah.
So nobody caught up. Okay.
Not yet.
Nobody caught up after the first one. So of course there's a button. Failure.
Oh, you're stealing my gag now? Okay.
Oh, it was my original gag.
Oh yeah, it was. You're stealing from my show, which you just so happen to be a co-host on.
Yes. Okay. So the first annual was better. I will be honest. This was this week's reading in terms of me was a bit more of a slog. The first half was the annual, and the first arc was more of a slog for me than the second half.
I mean the annual was okay. I did like the first arc though. I think at least the first arc it eventually picked up.
We'll get to it at some point. But essentially this annual is pretty much much like in the first one. So the first annual, just a recap for youth, for everyone who doesn't know, was essentially Wonder Woman taking her human friends Julia and Vanessa, Julia's daughter, to Themyscira, and there they learn tales about Themyscira and Diana's childhood, essentially. And we learned some revelations. A lot of them, most of it is good. Like, I really enjoyed that annual. It was great world building and good character building for the main character. This one, it seems like they were trying to do it again, but in the context of them moving Mindy Mandy's stuff out of the office. And so they're recounting Wonder Woman's reaction to various advertisements.
Like the time she hooked up with Superman.
And not like at the same time. And also like there were some starts of some trends, like Vanessa being a very accurate portrayal of high schoolers in New England. High school girls.
Oh, so if I have complaints about Vanessa, I should take it up with your part of the country then.
Yeah, let's just say we'll get to that. But and honest, I think my favorite one. I think to talk about the end. What is your favorite story that came out of this annual?
I'd say the cult story.
Yeah.
Me. Okay, you're in like the cult story was the best. I wish the whole annual, either the whole annual or like an actual arc was or a couple issues dedicated to the cult.
Yeah. Or at least like maybe an issue or two. Like at the least.
Like a two-parter. A good two-parter or a good issue. Just like you begin with Diana Akbar.
Diana Akbar.
because seriously, it's like it had those undertones. Probably thanks to our modern day that happened the years after this comic was written, but there is some undertones of certain behavior.
It's the product of its time.
Yeah, of course. Like, and I don't blame the author. I'm not saying that, but I just think that's kind of funny.
Diana Akbar.
Yeah, which Diana was not fond of. Diana did not like being a god.
Oh, of course not. Like, Diana, we will do anything. We'll do suicide bombs for you. I'm sorry, what?
My favorite part of that is when she says, like, I do not allow religious intolerance against you. Ever heard of the Crusades?
I will not allow any religious intolerance. Well, that's too bad, Diana, because you're our god now, which means we're gonna go crusading in your name.
No!
Yeah, and her no involves destroying a statue of her.
I feel bad for the guy who made that statue. He looked like he really worked hard on that.
Yeah,
and it was a good statue.
Yeah, it's like, man, Diana, look, you didn't. I know you don't agree with us,
I get
but
what
like,
you're going through, but like,
at least she apologized before she destroyed the statue.
I guess it's like I apologize for ruining how many hours of work. Boom.
Probably days, because it's a big statue and it's out of marble.
I'm sorry for ruining your statue, but you can make it again, right? Diana, I know what you're going through, but do you know how long it took me to get those damn proportions right?
The snake was surprisingly long. Was too long at that point. Another point, it looked like a dolphin.
Ooh. Diana, you don't want it to look like a dolphin.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and then there was this moment. Okay, there was this moment in the comic, like, where the whole premise of the story is talking about how Wonder Woman reacted when she got a comic book written, and how there was a mention about female characters not being bestsellers without a TNA, and they're doing it in such a way like, oh look, this is the comic book industry, and it's like, oh yeah, this whole book was written by a woman too, in the fictional world, even though we know in the real world, George Perez is kind of the brains behind it. Like there is, like in the annual was written by, seems to be done by a female.
Yeah, the annual is written. So yeah, the special thing about the annual is it, aside from I believe. Yeah, aside from George Perez and
Mindy. Yeah, Mindy is like the actual dialogue writer for this section.
Yeah, it's like they have an all female team, so it's like
but
very subtle there, girls.
Yeah,
very subtle.
This is me. This was me.
You know, Amy, anytime someone calls attention to the breaking of gender rules, it ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality by implying that this is an exception and not the status quo.
I love Knuckles.
And this begins my descent in this reading to become a male feminist. We'll get to it. We will get to it. Any other thoughts on this annual? Like,
not really. I mean, I guess I did like that they brought up Mindy again. So
yeah, the story about her starting the charity was cool. Was good. It definitely good. Had a good emotional punch. But overall, in my opinion, the first annual is far better. It was a lot more interesting because it was like building up the world and building up Diana as a character a lot better. The execution was a lot better than this one. So we'll start our new arc, and the arc is with issue 36 to 40, I think.
Yeah, 36 to 40.
Yeah, so we're just gonna breeze through it, and I'll just change the covers. But what do you thought of this arc? Without spoiling, what would you title this arc?
I will title the arc. Eris didn't really need to do anything.
I will title this arc. The Amazonians have been on Themyscira for only 3 minutes. They haven't even bothered to figure out each other's names yet.
I will call this. Oh, Xeonic, do you have a title?
Just because I just want to have the excuse to say it. Women hate other women.
I did make that joke on the chat group. This is my title. Wonder Woman lost her adjacency. So I'm grabbing my fedora hat on this.
Oh.
Like, seriously. So I remember at least the first, definitely in the first episode of this series of us doing this Wonder Woman stuff, and maybe in the second one, Yu Chang is complained that she didn't have agency, like a lack of agency in the story.
It was more of a personal thing, though. I never said it was like an objective problem.
Well, yeah, personal. This one takes the criticism and go, "Hey, let's just do it worse. Let's literally kidnap her, put her on."
She has literally no agency whatsoever. Just Oh yeah, she's kidnapped now.
And,
She's
they
also a tree now.
Yeah, and literally when I saw that tree thing, I literally thought of like you probably never heard of this, Shangus. So One Piece had a movie, movie number 6, and it's done by the guy. The director was the guy who is known for Summer Wars. That his recent movie is Bell. That
Mamoru Osada.
Yeah. So, and the premise of that movie is basically the One Piece crews at the time goes to this resort that's is essentially a pirate trap by this evil plant. And there's a part where this plant shows its true form after Luffy lost his entire crew to this plant monster, and thought he destroyed the plant to save his friends. He didn't, and turned out to be a big trap full of arrows and started piercing him. And then the plant shows itself, and it's like this: all the characters of his crew members forming this monstrositous plant. So that I was thinking of that as a that and X-Death from Final Fantasy V, because the bad guy, the main enemy, is a tree. But essentially, the reason what Diane is in this situation is that the basic premise is that this is the first time representatives of the UN, which includes men, by the way, go and visit Themyscira for this special festival. And clearly, Hippolyta, no one got the clues about the priest class being compromised.
It's like, oh, hey, what happened to our Oracle? She got sick for a bit, but she's fine now. Oh, thank God. I thought we were gonna have to cancel this whole thing. Good thing she's all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Meanwhile, in her
I am
mind,
the Oracle.
Yes, I am Oracle. Hello
that doesn't
there.
sound good.
I am here, fellow Amazonians. Let us dance.
Yes, and no one, and then this will be brought up. Was brought up in issue, I think, number 2. I think. So by the way, one of the representatives, one of the fun things is that Lois Lane is actually part of this arc. And by the way, Lois Lane had more agency in this story than the main character.
She's also a redhead, apparently.
Yeah, at least in this period. Actually, there was my favorite moment is when Lois Lane questioned Wonder Woman's relationship with Superman, and then Diane threw them back at her.
She's like, "Hey, are you fucking Superman?
Oh,
what
I
about
forgot.
you? Oh shit, she got me there. She's good."
Hold on, I need a. What year? Okay, so this was 6 years before they got married at December of '96. So my birthday. No, not my. I was born in March, but.
All right.
So when DC doesn't screw up the canon, as it should, they will be as. Oh my goodness, they are married for about a quarter century.
Damn.
Minus all the DC rubos, the DC shenanigans. But anyway, enough complaining about DC. We'll complain that once we do a retrospective stream. But anyway, so they brought various delegations. They even made a couple jokes, like a non-Orthodox Jew per rabbi.
It's like you know all these statues of these Greek gods is blasphemous. Because you're an Orthodox Jew, right? No.
Yeah, and then when the Reverend questioned a woman, questioned like the librarian about how their society runs. She mentions a fact about them basically being lesbians.
Yeah, it's just like so. If so, you don't have men, but you still have those drives. What do you do? We Themyscirans find, I believe, as to quote a movie from from Man's World that's gonna come out later on. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. So it has that. I know. So Xeonic, I know 38, which is the one we've kind of been talking about, is like your favorite issue, right?
Yeah.
Can you care to elaborate?
I think I just like the idea that all these different people and cultures basically coming together and basically, like, learning about each other. I think that's just like one of my favorite ways of world building.
Except for one group of people. The priesthoods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then the Oracle pissed off the Jew,
but
to the point where he's the Jew's like, the rabbi's like, you're all, I know what this is. You're all just a bunch of anti-Semites.
And then she sounded like a character from 40K.
Any man who steps foot in these halls is heresy. I know what
you muddied the ground.
Oh, and then the rabbi's like, I know what this is. This is about World War II, isn't it?
World War II. What's the World War II? And meanwhile, like, you have Diana trying to fix everything until she decided to investigate a mysterious tree that has an opening.
Diana, you know the rules. Don't go into the tree. Don't go into the tree. And she went into the tree.
And then we meet our... No, that's like during the party. Our main villainess is in this cover, which is, by the way, Xeonix and Nott's favorite cover. Eris. And...
Eris... I'm gonna stir up some shit.
Yeah, but her design, Xeonic.
I mean, it definitely invokes
opinions on the.
I think her legs are fine. That's it.
Yeah, like seriously, I was when I thought of Eris, like an interpretation of Eris, I always kind of imagine Eris either as like a little kid. Like a little bit of a kid, like a child or like a teenager, just because of the way she kind of acts and always runs around. That or being, if I was gonna be more like Discord from like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, a complete hermaphrodite.
Oh. See, when I think of Eris, I think of I think of the Grim Adventures of Billy.
I was gonna say the same thing. Find out. Voiced by Seth MacFarlane's sister.
Oh, yeah.
I've always imagined Eris just being because the whole point of her role as a deceiver is just being this very innocent looking, beautiful woman, and then you realize until it's too late that she's innocent. She's a conniving, wicked person.
So she's Flay.
Oh yeah, I guess if you want to make the comparison.
Flay from Gundam Seed.
Gundam Seed continues to haunt us.
The ghost of Gundam Seed.
God, I never want to see that show ever again.
It's such a... But anyway, so Wonder Woman gets kidnapped. It gets replaced by a goop doppelganger, and no one in the guest. Which, by the way, I love how the story mentions, because one of the characters is a history professor. None of them noticed that like apples were golden. None of the guests, but then none of the Amazonians. There was no woke Amazonian enough that just goes, I don't think serving our guests golden apples will bode well. If they know
Well, it's like golden apples nowadays is used as in man world. It's used as jams. So it can be someone it can be taken as an idea of, well, we don't clearly understand the significance of the golden apples. The men, the world of the representatives of man doesn't clearly represent the idea of of what the golden apples are. So that's their excuse. But I also think that the excuse when it comes to the Amazonians is that they're so worried about their hatred with these representatives that they don't realize that a plan is happening under their noses. So,
yeah.
In other words, Eris didn't have to do anything.
Well, yeah, she didn't. I guess that's just my problem with this whole arc in general. Is just it's not real. There's no real plan here. It's just okay. We all have differences, and it's just waiting for the powder keg to explode. Whereupon Eris will just swoop in and claim victory.
Yeah, my main problem with this arc, it should have not been an arc. It should have been about 2 issues. 2 to 3 issues. Because I felt like it was a little bit dragging, especially at the beginning, trying to drag out.
I think it eventually picked up the pace, but I like the idea of how they defeated Eris.
Yeah.
Which again, it's kind of an interesting thing again with Perez's run, that the whole idea you don't have to essentially beat up the antagonist to win the day. So I kind of, but at the same time, Eris didn't really have to do anything.
And also, Wonder Woman didn't do much.
Well, I think there's I wouldn't find that a problem, because it's not like she was completely out of the story, out of the arc entirely. Because there was a lot of clever scenes where she was helping the I forgot what his name was. Just the blind man.
The blind
by guiding him. Yeah, guiding him from away from the carnage. From the carnage and
from the evil tree.
Yes. It's like it kind of showed. I think it in that way it was really tying back to the whole thing with Hermes entrusting Diane to be a perfect guide, where even Diana doesn't have to. She doesn't have to be there, physically there, in order to help guide these people.
I understand what I didn't get that. I can totally understand what you're talking about. It is there. I just felt like when reading it was like. I don't know. I think it could be a case of me just reading it. It's just not clicking, right? Right. Yeah. I know, early parts of Perez's run, a lot of arcs that I did enjoy a lot more than you guys were.
Yeah.
And plus, oh, by the way, the subplot about Hermes is like.
Oh well, throughout this whole run, Hermes, I've been enjoying every minute.
Hermes has just been a constant plus.
Yeah, he's my second favorite character in this whole run. Diana is number one,
Not to-
and Hermes is number two. Like,
Honestly, Hermes is number one for me.
Hermes is
every
great.
every time he appears on a page or a panel, he's just a blast of fun. I love Hermes.
well, it's not. I like him because it's not just the comedic moments. It's also like his plot is like
Yeah.
what's going on is interesting. Though it is at the point where it's like, okay, can we please wrap this part up?
Look,
Now can we?
like to be,
I kind of want the Olympians finally back. I want the Olympians back so we can.
I mean, I understand what's going on. It's like exploring now, I guess, a world without the Olympian gods, and Hermes trying to understand mortal life, and I like that. I mean, again, like so far, like every time Hermes is on screen, he's a blast.
it's like, Hermes was Hermes. Yeah, it's like, I will have to agree. Hermes was just a plus for me. He was the one who got me through this arc. I wasn't really enjoying it all that much. It's like I just enjoy his interaction with Steve. Trying to get the Hackensack.
Yeah. It's like their whole dynamic is honestly like it's like just like a big sitcom.
Oh, okay. I just you just cut out for a sec. So me. No, it was me. My Wi-Fi kind of.
Okay.
Got it. It's like
so don't worry. Sorry.
It's fine.
No. If you were gonna say something, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, go ahead. Like, you don't need to repeat yourself.
No, I was just gonna say it's like I kind of find the whole idea of Hermes's coming to grips with mortality kind of a lot interesting. I really didn't want to see more with that idea, and to be honest, I really didn't like the A plot to this arc.
Well, yeah, that's my biggest problem. Like this arc for me. So in terms of overall, what is my favorite arc? This is like bottom. This is my least favorite part of George Perez's run, which is for me, it's a generally good run. I really enjoy most of his work. This was just the one stinker run so far.
I mean, I've enjoyed mostly all of Perez's stuff. I think if you do look at it, like this probably is his weakest arc. Like, I guess like in total, out of like everything he's done so far.
Yeah. Because, and also it didn't help for me, right? Like the previous arcs was with the Nega Amazons. Right? Right, those like that was a cool arc. We have this cool arc about exploring about like what happened to the other Amazons.
Mm-hmm. Then turns out all the other Amazons act like it's that time of the month.
Yeah, and I think my problem is that a lot of the things that were being explored in this arc kind of was already done with because we saw the extreme version of that in the previous arc.
So you're saying this arc's just retreading ground?
A bit, like it's doing it in a different way, right?
Okay.
It is doing its own thing, but maybe I think just the timing of this arc is made it worse because I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I didn't know. I think I keep hearing. I think I keep just hearing you I keep hearing you your audio stutter, and I'm like, it's like, and I'm like, oh no, he's still talking. I'm like,
I probably do stutter a bit, so
I think there may be also an audio delay, maybe.
that too. But like the previous arc with the Nega Amazons and Cheetah, I think that's like my favorite arc so far.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
Yeah.
just because it manages to justify its long length, and it explores a ton of stuff. There was a lot of twists and turns. Like, it turned from a story that just seems to be a cheetah-centric story, and then it's like, yeah, it's a cheetah-centric story, but now it's also this. It's also we're exploring an important part of the Wonder Woman lore. And like where the thematic stuff, themes, like of George Perez's run, like exploring that more. Well, this one, it does try to explore a bit about like some of the application of like, okay, we don't want to be like these Amazons, like the Nega Amazons. This is what happens. They end up getting nuked by, not nuked, but like, blown up by Man's World because they were too aggressive. Let's try to be more diplomatic, but we still have this dark past that really makes us not trust Man's World. And the feminists. Always remember to point out that feminists.
Oh yeah.
I think overall my problem is just it's like there are points in a lot of comic books where what this character or this team is about, and that kind of at that point it kind of becomes the less interesting thing of the overall character or team. It's like everyone is tired of an X-Men story that has to deal with bigotry. It's like I'm just tired of Wonder Woman story that has to deal with it's like she needs to act like an ambassador. I understand why she needs to do that, because it is her role as an Amazonian.
Okay.
To foster goodwill towards her, the Amazons and the world of man. But this story kind of represented why I kind of don't like that idea, because a lot of the tension was just forced. Where it's like, okay, we obviously need the representatives and the Amazons to start fighting, because that is what this entire story is supposed to represent. It's like, oh, everyone's anger getting the best of them, and that is how we're denied peace. Everyone is blinded by their prejudice and their anger.
Would it be more interesting? I got an idea, actually, because they kind of did a little bit of hinting before they switched Lois Lane out. Would it have been more interesting to have Superman in this arc?
That's the thing. I didn't dislike Lois being there. Lois
was fine.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm talking about because having Superman there, that means like it would challenge George Perez in a way where it's like have the villain be more active in how they will enact the plan. Because I'm sorry, I think Superman is like too much of a pure-hearted person to fall for this simple plan of eating the apple and becoming easily angered.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what if he's there? You could still have Lois Lane there too, and you could just have that Lois Lane and Clark Kent are there. right there. And so now it's like, oh crap! I need to find a way to isolate Superman.
And then we can have them all go for each other's throats.
Yeah, exactly. Or like try to like orchestrate event. Like I think the main problem is that Eris just has like this simple plan that's tied to her most famous story, and she doesn't. And George Perez doesn't do anything else with her. Like,
Honestly,
if Wonder Woman did not go investigating, I think Wonder Woman would have actually solved the problem easier.
honestly, I think it would have been more interesting without Eris. Because Eris was just kind of there.
Like, I think what would have made Eris's part to play in the story a lot brighter was if she was actively sowing discontent among the group. Like, she just starts creating rumors and falsehoods again with the representatives and the Amazonians, where they just start like, where you can get that part where it's just they're fighting over each other over misconceptions, and of course like misconceptions and what's the word, not
Prejudice.
inaccuracies, but yeah, prejudice.
Yeah, like
exactly. Thank you.
How about how about you make it more like Among Us, where Eris is actually part of the Amazons, and she's playing Among Us, where she's either telling a truth about Themyscira society that would make even like the feminist goes, what? Like on that, and she does vice versa for the Amazons. And then Wonder Woman realizes, wait, there's someone is like, I am sensing like another deity here, and she is screwing with us. It must be Eris.
See, I'm playing both sides, so that way I always come out on top.
Yeah, she's
Okay, first of all, Eris, I don't think you should be saying that if you're going to be playing both sides. Oh.
But no, I would love that idea, where it's just, yeah, like, instead of just Eris creating a fake Diana, a fake Meniope to come out there and be like, yeah, no, guys, we're fine. We just got lost. We just got lost in the woods again. It's like, Diana, you've been through those woods many times before. Well, we thought we decided to take the scenic route. So it's just.
But you've been on the scenic route before. Shit! What hasn't Diana been on?
Yeah, I think, and again, and I also would. Another problem I have with this arc is that Diana didn't have much of an active role in this, and also this is like 5 issues. This was 5 issues. This arc could have been shorter. If this was like a 2-issue arc, it would be great, where you have the first one, the representatives arrive, and they get to have that fun interactions of Amazon society and learning their history, and you get a hint at the discourse, and then the next part is basically Wonder Woman realizing something is wrong, and now her trying to play Among Us.
It would be actually would be really interesting if Eris does poison one of the Amazons, and then it just turns into a murder mystery. Well, an almost murder mystery.
Knives Out, Wonder Woman edition.
No, maybe it is a murder mystery.
And then that can also be a device
using the golden apples.
And
like then, everyone gets a golden apple, but one of them was poisoned.
Also, just the murder mystery was also it's a perfect excuse to sew up even more confusion and discontent.
And then you can even use it to expose like the flaws of each of the characters. Like the characters, like these ambassadors, like, oh, I claim to be like a feminist, right? But I do something that the Amazons would view. What you did? What? And then you could do the vice versa to sow even more discord until finally Diana finds out about Eris.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still have the part where like everyone's fighting each other, ripping each other clothes. Like the whole like the only people Amazon hates more is each other. You know.
Hey Eris, what you got going on over there? Oh, I put all the Amazonians all together, stuck in a room in a similar situation to the men. It's only been 3 minutes. They haven't even tried to ask each other's names yet.
Yeah, I think like this could have been this concept of a story could have been better. It's just that this was not a good one. And then it's followed up by more cursive. No.
Oh yeah, God, I hated this issue. When I read it, like when Julia started reading the letter, I literally.
I was like, I don't know what happened with Vanessa's section, like her story. Because it's like, no, I am not taking time to read cursive. So, even though I can, it just takes forever.
So what happened was, she got to Sarah camp. She has this crush on a guy. Her friend got her period, and then she got her period.
So basically, the idea of the story is it's meant to explore, Vanessa's insecurities about herself, which is obviously meant to set up what is later down in the arc, considering her character.
Yeah.
So it's not a story that I was, it's not a part that I was interested in because I'm not too interested in the whole drama of teenage girls, but it is something like deep down is like I do appreciate that it ended on a bit of a positive note where it's like my life may not be as perfect as I want it to be, but I do feel like with what I've experienced these past few times, like these past few months, I believe it's like I do feel lucky to have met someone like Diana.
Yeah, I do like because based on the rest of the issue, that what I hear from you guys kind of ties into what the kind of the theme of the rest of the issue is, that it kind of explores the humanity of like the characters actually on the cover. You got Wonder Woman, Diana, Julia, and Vanessa. You kind of explored their humanity. Julia being a mother and having experience being away from her child for long periods, and then you have Diana, like after the arc, like was looking forward to hanging out with Julia and Vanessa, and they're not there, so she doesn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Vanessa. That's right.
Oh yeah. You know what?
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yes, let's just take the time now to explore what Vanessa is going through in this arc. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm gonna be honest. I really couldn't care less for Vanessa right now.
She's going through angst.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like I'm a high school teenager. I going through high school teenage problems. And it's like, oh, okay. It would be fine, but like in the scope of things, like compared to everything else going on, like it's really is just the least interesting part of this whole run. Just
I have my main problem with Vanessa right now. Like her story, one thing is like not like like she is best when she's interacting with Diana and her mother.
Yes.
Like those are like the best points. Because when we get to her personally, like when the story focuses on her, oh boy.
She honestly comes off kind of a bitch at points.
Yes, this part was when she comes off like something that I personally types of like high school girls that I have personally experienced, or like I get the vibe because it is kind of accurate on like a stereotype, which is not too uncommon up here in the Northeast, especially in suburbans, where the viewpoint of a Chad dad working multiple jobs to support his family, but because he is smelly or lives in a crappy apartment,
she fucking dissed her friend's dad in front of her, and like, hi, I'm your friend's father, alright. And like the first thing she does is like, ew, you're disgusting. It's like,
to be fair, what doesn't help that how he's introduced it.
Kind of creepy.
It made me feel. Eileen, get out of there.
Okay, yeah, there is also
monkeys
that.
aren't supposed to drink Chardonnay.
There's also
get out of there.
There is also that, but you know that wasn't the intention.
Well, actually, I think that's kind of the intention of.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Like George Perez's intention is that we're looking through Vanessa's eyes, and that's and what's the Unix experience is I think what George Perez wanted us to think Vanessa sees, which makes her even worse.
Yeah, that makes things worse. It's like Jesus, Vanessa.
Like.
I think it's like the point is meant to, because it's like I know where this road is going to end up.
That's like she's gonna accept her friend.
It's just keep things spoiler free. This is gonna turn out to be a very much a Ned Lee situation, but
which Ned Lee?
Fat Asian Ned Lee?
No, comic book Ned Lee.
Oh, so the original screw up. Okay. Oh, so an editor screwed over George Perez's twist. Okay.
No, not in that. It doesn't seem like not the screw up, but just the very idea of the because it seems like it's intentional, not just not that here's the answer. Like the editor screwed me over. It's like
okay,
yeah.
So Vanessa being self-conscious, it's like because of course she's acting like a brat with his like he's so dirty and all that stuff. It's because that's how she was raised. She was raised by a single mother who very much loves her, but she never understood the idea of living outside of her mother's relative sense of her mother's comfy living with her being archaeologist. So
a famous one at that.
Yes, so he is living the life of a very comfortable upper middle class girl.
Yeah, and that's kind of the struggle of, and that's basically New England. Like a lot of especially in that area, in the North Shore area, like the area in Massachusetts. That's kind of what is expected. Like most, like the top export and the top concern that parents have in New England, in like the suburban, are schools. So the schools are generally well funded and of a higher quality in general than the rest of the states. In general, there are exceptions.
I mean, I have my own personal experiences with California's public school system, so that's a story for another.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't part of the public school system. I just noticed what everyone else is like, in just the general culture and through osmosis. But hey, that's going into a bit of politics, and I don't have a welcome to the abyss. So,
welcome to the abyss. Road trip.
But I will say this is that yes, but like the negatives of Vanessa is you could negatives of high schoolers up here.
And it is I think and I think it is very intentional with the idea with what George Perez is trying to get across, where her negatives are what will influence the later thing with her character.
The one after the run?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just spoil it because after this run, Vanessa becomes the next Silver Swan.
Oh.
Yeah, and considering what Silver Swan deals with in this issue, it makes sense.
Speaking of which, this was a lot better arc. Like, this was like the right change of pace. I kind of wanted after
we went from Eris didn't really have to beat her to get the hell out of that relationship, woman. What are you doing?
Well, and also it's great because it's like we do what. Like George Perez's run in general, it's great at exploring the ideas of relationship between men and women, and also Diana as a character. And in the previous two arcs, we've just been dealing with Diana as part of being a part of Themyscira and being open to the new world, like kind of the relationship between Themysciran culture and the broader world. This one is Diana as like was essentially exploring the consequences of her being a very popular superhero and also being the ambassador of like, oh, you created a basically Silver Swan is just somebody who's obsessed with.
Funny is, I actually didn't like the original Silver Swan. I didn't hate it. I just thought, okay, this happened. This one was much better.
Yeah, but like the first one is just like that little preview of like, it's like, okay, here's our character, and it's like it was definitely like a setup, like this fight setup. Not only the initial arc that happens immediately after, because that leads into the Cersei arc, introducing Cersei, like that was the Silver Swan was essentially that arc, but also set up like, oh yeah, the stuff that she's doing with and stuff, we're getting to that. And now we have come, and this arc is mwah.
Yeah, this was a very this was a breath of fresh air. After the last arc, I really enjoyed this.
Like okay, so at the end of the last issue, Diana sent out a message to a carrier pigeon, and now the carrier pigeon was intercepted by Silver Swan. And this issue begins with like Silver Swan taking out a Diana robot, and basically we get more of that domestic abuse.
I love it. I like my relationships the way I like my woman. Not abused.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Oh my god! I was scared for a second. I mean, I knew we were gonna make a joke. I just didn't know. I was gonna be like, "Whoa!"
I like my women like I like my bananas, not bruised.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry for making these jokes, but it's.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny, like because that is part of this Silver Swan story, like the tragedy element, which was definitely a hook in the story. But it essentially is Diana was she was just flying around, or when all of a sudden she comes across the couple from Silver Swan's introductory issues.
mhm.
Was it that, or was it like they came to her?
They came to her.
They came to her, but
They
I
came to her.
Apparently, she noticed that some ninjas were trying to.
Yes.
Were trying
Yeah,
to
Yes!
yeah, the ninjas.
Oh, I wish I didn't get that clip. I forgot the clip about where the guy goes, ninjas! I don't know. Like the ninjas clip, like the.
Also,
Aw.
I just completely off topic, but we finally have the replacement voice actor for Cole in Ninjato.
Oh,
Oh.
Rest in peace, Kirby Morrow. But
oh, that was Kirby Morrow.
yeah.
Oh,
But the guy who replaced him is actually Andrew Francis.
what else he been in?
Takua!
Oh, oh, he's still acting.
Yeah, he's
That's
Jala.
that's good to hear.
Okay, good to start.
Yeah.
So, back to the ninjas fighting Wonder Woman, which is like with guns, ninjas with guns,
Snake Eyes would be proud.
and not only guns. You think it was they're just guys with guns? No, they brought ninja weapons with them.
Snake Eyes would be proud. Not the new Snake Eyes from the Snake Eyes movies. Fuck that. That's don't.
But essentially, like, so the guy gets wounded, and the girl has like everything, all the files about the Silver Swan project, pretty much, right? The leftover files that I can't remember the guy's name. The wife beater,
Hank.
Armbuster.
Armbuster.
It doesn't help that he has the same name as Mr. Hank Pym.
Oh.
Oh,
Dude, okay, does he and Hank Pym go to the same bar?
I mean, it's possible.
I mean,
So
it's Hank.
no, go ahead.
It's Hank Pym. Well, I mean, it's like that's. I think asking that kind of question is a bit rhetorical because it's Hank Pym. Man, I just real quick and just one more quick tangent. Just learning about comic Hank Pym from you guys has been an experience.
You know what's so funny?
So
the infamous moment where he backhands the Wasp was supposed to be treated as an accident, but people reacted vitriolically, and the other writers and the writer and all the other characters in the story treated it as serious. So it's now a blot.
I mean,
I like to think
either way, he still hit.
I like to think that the slap was more of an idea of like it was just a moment of passion. Right? He didn't want to do it, but because let's ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget that Hank Pym's master plan in getting back to the Avengers was having robots coming to attack his friends so that he can swoop in and save the day. And when Janet tells him this sounds like an insane idea, cooked up by a man who clearly hasn't been getting that much sleep.
Yeah.
That's a Bender plan right there.
I wonder who's actually worse, him or Namor. Because remember, Namor has attempted genocide on humanity.
I would say Namor a lot more. Namor, because
domestic abuse is nothing to joke about, but at least that's easier to joke about than genocide.
Well, he also, not to mention, Franco tried to kidnap somebody's wife. Like, not seduce, kidnap.
Namor's supposed to be one of the good guys.
Well, no, he later became a good guy. He was originally a villain.
Well, no.
He was originally a hero in the 40s. He came back as a villain.
You mean he's not a villain still?
Namor is the type of person who will pay a large. He will donate a lot to a church just because he wants to get into heaven. But he doesn't believe in silly things like morality.
He literally there's literally an issue where he hires the Fantastic Four to be part of a movie about them, just so that he could set up scenarios where each of the male members of the team gets taken out, so that then he could take Sue Storm for himself.
Again, are you sure he's still not the villain?
He's the hero. Like, he's a hero when he wants to be. Chang he's a hero when it suits him.
Yeah, when it's convenient.
Hero, everyone?
Question mark.
So anyway, back to this awesome arc of Silver Swan. So, like, essentially, this is when Silver Swan finally confronts. We learned about her, more of her origins, why she is in love with Armbuster.
We also learned that part of her story ties into some
that invasion arc.
The invasion arc. So that was interesting.
Apparently, there was a gene bomb.
Yeah, they released a gene bomb that wiped out a bunch of people, and then she got lucky
and depowered some people.
She was one of the lucky ones. She got depowered, which made her ugly again.
Yeah, and then they had to bring in China.
Yeah, China.
Yeah, like at the moment when you're like, oh, they had to bring in China. I thought this was like for a minute there. I thought this was what? I'm gonna try to find a picture.
But and then like and then we catch up with Etta Candy.
Yeah, we find out Etta's been trying to lose weight.
Yep, and she's also kind of admits that I'm kind of jealous. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of angry at you, Diana, because you have like this perfect body and everything, while I have to work to get it.
I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of wish we got more Etta in these.
Oh yeah,
I would love more Etta.
Yeah, Etta. Like, less Vanessa, more Etta.
Yes.
Yes. She has a more interesting story arc going on, like with the whole fucking Gerald that hates her for some ass reason.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was because she was either her or Steve had dealings with him.
I think it was Steve.
Yeah. And then and then also is like, also poor woman. It's just like, the only reason she and Trevor aren't together, even though it's treated as like did they break up? Like, I like how Diana is actually very concerned. It's like, wait, you broke up?
No, we didn't break up. We're just taking a break. You're taking a break? It's not that serious. Yes, Diana, you're taking a break?
And then
Oh my god, I'm watching the closet. We're wearing a Superman shirt now.
Oh my god.
I love that fucking joke.
wait, what joke?
It's a Rick and Morty joke.
Oh, it's
So-
Rick and Morty. Okay, no.
It's-
But
I'll
it's
tell you after.
yeah,
we'll
but
try that afterwards.
like the whole bit where she kind of says, like, look, one of the reasons me and Steve aren't together is because of Hermes. Like, that's definitely sad too. It's like,
I want to be with Steve, but apparently Steve's just having a better time with his roommate. Meanwhile, Steve having a better time with his roommate. Hermes, stop hitting on other women. They're married. What are you talking about, Steve? I'm having the time of my life. Hey, babe.
Steve,
how you doing?
hey Hermes,
where
did
did you
you
even
pay
learn to
for
talk?
did you pay for the hole in our apartment?
I'll pay for that later, Steven. Now, watch this. Steven's gonna punch up these guys. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. Meanwhile, also, Silver Sword still loves the guy, even though the guy commanded the private military to shoot at her.
Yeah, that really kind of is like a somewhat of a realistic portrayal of like that kind of like domestic abuse.
Yeah, and then also her powers going out of whack, and her powers acting like Elsa from Frozen. Let it go, except with Sonic and destroying buildings
Domestic abuse. Good for the kids.
with Sonic powers.
She has Banshee's powers. And she yells and things just explode around her.
Yeah. I would also say,
Keep it down, Silver Swan.
hey, Warner Brothers.
Listen here, you bitch. Tell her, Banshee.
Hey, Warner Brothers. If you want to make a Wonder Woman 3 like the best-selling Wonder Woman movie,
Put Silver Swan.
yes, Silver Swan as the main villain.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, and don't edit her at all. Just do the whole domestic abuse storyline. If you want to be really edgy,
Oh, that's gonna create an that if they do that like that type of storyline for the movie, that's gonna create a let's just say that's gonna create an uproar on both sides of social media.
and I would applaud them. I would do this.
You son of a bitches! You actually had the balls to do the domestic abuse storyline.
You have Patty Jenkins. You have ovaries of steel. I wouldn't say balls of steels, but you're clearly a woman, and you haven't claimed you haven't transitioned.
Patty Jenkins, you have honorary balls of steel.
Yes. Yeah, if you do that. Only if you do that. If you do Silver Swan and you keep the story intact. Like that's my two things. Silver Swan, story intact.
Like, it's like, damn.
Yeah, but and it's like there's like and then there was a moment in the arc when so Wonder Woman gets captured because Edda and the other chick.
Mm-hmm.
It was a situation where she had to surrender herself, and so
and then the Choi guy, the Chinese guy, is like, listen, and Wonder Woman, you make a move and I kill them. Then that's when
you will kill them if you break out, because
that's when Edda became best girl again. And it was just like, you know what? Screw this! I'm gonna
suicide pact. I didn't agree with this.
Yeah,
suicide pact. I didn't ask for this.
Saved by her rubber
waistline belt. It was like, what is that? What is that, Edda? That's my
Waterweight.
waistline. That's my waistline belt. By the way, Wonder Woman, I never told you this before, but I really hate how sexy you look, and I have to work for that.
Well,
That
no,
makes me
no,
really jealous.
no. Well, the whole point about that discussion was before she got kidnapped, but she was like, look, she was getting kind of embarrassed, and Wonder Woman is like, what?
What is that? That's a waistline belt. Oh,
Okay.
Diana.
Like,
What is that?
She is so innocent at points, which I love Diana. And
That's honestly my favorite kind of characterization of Diana. Just kind of an innocent woman. Just what is that? That's
No
a
joke.
waistline
You
belt.
guys might like Diana in DC Superhero Girls 2018, I think. Just because that she's like she's the fish out of water, and basically is like too innocent.
That's what I've seen some clips. Like she's like the perfect girl, but more of the innocent one, not like the bitch type.
Yeah.
Where's my Wonder Woman X Bumblebee crossover? Make that happen. I don't care how. What?
Which
links...
Bumblebee?
Any Bumblebee, except.
So you're talking about the DC superhero one Bumblebee.
Oh, that's right. Superhero also named Bumblebee. I forgot that was a thing.
You have to be specific. You can't just say Bumblebee when it comes to DC.
Look, whenever I say Bumblebee, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Bumblebee movie. So,
yeah, but also, what was the whole plan? Were they planning just to suck the power out of Diana and put it into Silver Swan?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was. That's a big move.
What's up, Dre? What? Wait, isn't that because the procedure requires like another life?
I believe so.
Because it isn't like exactly like a body swap.
Well, things just got darker than we thought.
Well, this arc was already dark.
Well, yeah.
It was literally a panel where you see a silhouette of Wonder Woman with her hand through a show, and you thought that she put her hand through a guy, but she didn't.
Well, yeah, because that's not. Was like.
Yeah, she's not 2000 Wonder Woman.
She's not Wonder Woman from the Snyder Cut where she just straight up obliterated that guy.
Yeah, and the reason I mentioned the 2000s, that's the time where she snapped Maxwell Wars' neck.
Oh.
Well, after what he did to Ted Cord, I would not have stopped her.
Yeah. By the way, this is my favorite cover, 44. I think this is also like an iconic cover, I think.
Is it?
At least it was repeated once. There was a version I saw when I was collecting covers. There was one where it's this exact color, but it's Wonder Woman from the DC animated universe.
Huh. I mean, I consider this as one of my favorite covers.
Yeah.
I think my favorite cover is the next one.
Yes, and I think that's kind of wrapped up like basically Valerie, who's Silver Swan, is going through therapy.
Yeah, she's gonna need more than just therapy after all that. Oof.
Yeah, there's a lot of recovery, and it ends with so she grabbed the male friend of like the couple to Themyscira, and basically says like, "Look, I am not gonna talk with the woman I was helping out with anymore. Like, I only did this because I was trying to avenge my father's murder, but it turned out to be a complete accident. And he's like, he talks about he doesn't have any purpose, and like Diana is like, what? Basic question: do you have a purpose? And he basically repeated the question back to her on that. So it's like interesting, and wanting to see what the answer is in the next time we see Diana, because the next issue does not feature Diana as the main character.
No, we get
Instead,
back to
we got a massive, big brain lore dump through a cool way, and with a twist I never thought would be cool. This is like the coolest thing they did with Wonder Woman, in my opinion.
It was the twist.
So that Diana is the reincarnation of Pandora.
Oh, is that what they were implying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, shit, I need to read through that issue again then.
Like, I get it, because it's basically the whole plot is that Harmonia is going through to the three fates.
Mm-hmm.
And the three fates are telling her, because she has dreams of Wonder Woman coming. It turns out at the end, Wonder Woman sinking down to Earth and becoming like clay, which I kind of spoiled when we talked about Cersei. That
What's funny is that her dreams were actually of Pandora being clay, but it's only revealed that Pandora went peacefully. But wait, what does that mean? Oh shit, that's not Pandora.
Oh crap! That is epic foreshadowing. Like, we're actually about we're in the final stretch actually.
You know, Perez's run ends like issue 60 something. So we got like over 10.
So we
issues.
got one more reading. We got one more reading of regular Wonder Woman. And then we're ending with reading the War of the Gods events, which will include the final Wonder Woman issues. Which by that point, the gods do return.
Wait, is Ares still just being a drunk?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, all of this Ares is just like having the time of his life with all that power.
Ares, after initially defeated by one woman. I miss my wife, Diana. I miss her a lot. I'll be back.
Be back.
And then the next time we saw Ares, is, hey Diana, you know all those demon powers you got? Yeah, I'll take that from you. Ah, shit! This is the best. Wow! Just okay, bye. And we never saw from again for a while.
I think he is going to come back at the end, of course,
for War of the Gods.
I know. I think so.
All right.
But oh my goodness, like I love what they did with Pandora. Like, I think that is kind of the coolest thing, is that like the great irony is that it also makes Zeus wanting Diana a little bit more funny.
It's like, ooh.
He created the perfect woman to begin with.
No, but then again, it's Zeus.
So it's all as also because Diana's Pandora. So it's her fault the world is in such madness.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So that means she's not a Mary Sue, because she's the ultimate reason why the world sucks.
Thanks, Diana.
Thanks a lot, Diana. How was I supposed
I used to
to
think you
know?
were cool.
I thought you were cool, Diana.
Turns
What?
out,
Now I realize you're just a jerk.
Because you were originally created to be an idiot.
I thought you were Bay. Turns out you're just fam.
But oh my, yeah, and then like the whole Gaia part of like kind of explaining why Gaia is such a nice lady.
Yeah,
Like
Gaia's a nice lady. Everyone loves Gaia in Wonder Woman.
Gaia in Wonder Woman comics, she's actually a nice person, nice deity that everyone worships. Gaia in Greek mythology.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like, wow, Gaia's such a cool mythological being in the Wonder Woman comics. I wonder what Rick Riordan thinks of her in his Percy Jackson stuff. Oh.
Well, the thing is, it is the common viewpoint.
What do other people think of Gaia? Ooh. Ooh.
Remember, Gaia created Typhon and his sister, and they both created monsters by sleeping with each other.
Incest in the morning.
Repressed memories.
That's a point one.
Well, incest in the morning is just Greek mythology in general.
Ninjato, please, can we add a button that's just that one scene from Pale Guy where just
Incest in the morning.
Suppressed
Repressed
memories. That's 7.1.
It depends on that.
Like that's. I mean, to be fair, like in Greek mythology, at the end of the day, I don't want to be. I don't mean to be reductive. No, actually, I do. I do mean to be reductive. It's like a lot of times it just boils down to, okay, what can this deity put his D in this time?
All right, who's boning this time?
Who's doing the boning and who's being boned this time? Oh, what's that? His sister? Okay.
All right, everyone, put down your bingo card. The free space just says Zeus.
Yeah, and then like there's another free space on the one of the corners, or whatever the most advantageous for bingo. It is Hera is mad at.
So it also. It's just we play a shots game with Greek mythologies. It's just okay. Hera's mad. Shot. Okay, let's see. So this story started when Zeus decided to go down on his daughter. Shot.
And then Hera wants to kill that daughter because she. And then somehow the son survives. Shot.
Hey, guys, not died. Alcohol poisoning.
Oh.
I knew it was a bad idea to play this game. Why didn't I say anything?
You'll be missed, not the last one.
He's alive though.
It's like not.
Zombie.
Not as great. Look. Nott will forever be in your heart, but you must banish him from your mind.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so back on topic. Like, this was a cool issue. I really enjoyed. This was a good ending. It made me looking forward to the next section of our next reading.
Yeah, I want to see what's gonna happen afterwards.
So I think I'm gonna check one more time. So I know there's one more trade, and then we get into War of the Gods. Yeah. So let me just check on the material we have to read.
All right. Suppressed memories.
That's 7.1.
So we get to read 46 to 57, I think. 46 to 57.
Mm-hmm.
And then War of the Gods Omnibus. And by the way, the reason War of the Gods existed, it was to celebrate Wonder Woman's 50th anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we are gonna. Yeah, I think our next selection is gonna be the issue number 46 to issue number 57. Another 11 comics. No annuals. I think we're done with the annuals for now.
All right.
For this run. But, yeah. So what do you want to see in the next run of comics? As we close out the show.
Like, next run, like
what characters you want to see come back? Of course, we know there's going to be more Hermes shenanigans. So that's like in your bingo cards. That's the center. Hermes shenanigans.
Hermes and Steve being bros.
So what other than Hermes? Who are you looking for to see come back?
Etta.
Oh yeah, Etta. No. I kinda hope Ares makes a comeback. Cause I do want to see what the hell Ares been up to besides being drunk. Unless that's all he's been doing, just being drunk off of power, literally.
How about you, Nott?
I guess the same. Yeah, it's just more Hermes and Etta. I mean, even more, just trying to get the streak of more good stories.
Yeah,
going.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna finish up my have my thought. Can you finish up yours?
I am finished.
Okay. I want to see. I assume you already said with your piece, Nick.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to get the Olympians gods to come back, because knowing about the premise of War of the Gods, which for you, Changus, and Xeonic, it's a pantheon war.
Oh.
And it's not like Greek gods versus Greek gods. Pantheons.
Oh.
Hey.
So I wanted to build that up. I want to see the build up to it.
Diana, I just saw Zeus get absolutely sunned by Jesus Christ. What?
Jesus is not on there.
Pack up your things. But are you sure of that?
Hey, look, there's Zeus. Oh God, he's asserting his dominance on Odin.
Oh no.
Oh God! Jesus just beat the shit out of Vishnu. We gotta go.
Are you sure you saw what you saw? You remember when I told you the entire remember when I told you the entire Norse pantheon was here? When I say that the entire Norse pantheon is here, I'm saying every single god.
Why is every god fighting each other?
Would you like to stick around and ask them? Must Jesus
Lord Zeus! Lord Zeus!
We gotta go.
I imagine like in my head, though, this war would be over as soon as Zeus and Odin got to meet each other. They're like, wait, so you're a terrible father to your child too? So long.
Wait, so you put your dick in other stuff other than your own other deities too? Yeah. Well, what the hell are we fighting for then?
Have you ever thought about doing it with your wife? No. Ha! Nice.
Nice. In fact, I condemned my wife to die.
Wow.
That Aesir tramp.
Wow, you're terrible. I know. Let's be friends. Want to go for a drink?
If you guys think that Norse and Greek mythology is messed up, Mesopotamian mythology.
God, I just saw the demon from Ghostbusters come. Oh God, it's a trap, literally.
Okay, so yeah, yeah. We are looking forward to next issue. Join us next time as we cover Wonder Woman 46 to 57 as we build up to the conclusion of George Perez's run. So I don't have anything to leave except for this.
Cool. Now, let's choose partners.
Oh, me! Pick me!
Oh, you didn't end the stream.
Give him a second.
I will say